Mike, the intern, Jay Stevens in the studio, Dark Side of the Stream, episode 141. This week, we decided to do a little bit of a dive into a subtitled docuseries, which I didn't know it was called.
Yeah, you didn't know.
It's the Playing Card Killer docuseries on Netflix. What, 3-4 episodes, something like that?
3 episodes. Yeah, I don't really care for these ones that are dubbed or subtitled.
You don't like subtitles?
Well, usually subtitles I'm multitasking, so you're gonna lose
so
me there.
you'll lose
But this
them.
one was dubbed like
It was really bad.
and they say when they came,
Yeah, it's really bad.
So I really couldn't look at it. I just had to listen to this one.
You know, it made me think though, because this was the second. I try not to go to these if I can, but this was like, I believe, the second one we've done where it wasn't just like they were like, we're not even going to try to dub this. We'll just subtitle the whole thing. Where they actually dubbed it, but it's just like, oh, I mean, it's in 2023. You have the ability to copy my voice or your voice, and literally, like, we could be replaced immediately. I mean, it's not 100% the same, but at the same time, like, you could do that. Why you got all this money, Netflix, to make these shows? Why the hell are you going to the lowest common denominator when it comes to your dubbing? That is atrocious.
Well, hopefully they'll listen to our advice.
I mean, that's the next point I want to make is I think you and I should just start a dub company where we're the ones that do it, and you just feed, just we'll dub it. That's the name of our company. We'll dub it.
I can do several different voices, especially Thailand lady.
Yeah, we're not going to go into that, but if you ever want to hear Jay do his Jeremy Chang, give him a call between 2 and 6 every weekday. 417-863-7104. Anyway,
3 to 7. You would think the PD would know when his air talent is on.
Yeah, something like that. He's in the air in the afternoons. I don't know. It's when I'm gone. Anyway, this documentary was a tough watch straight out the gate just because of the language barrier.
Yeah, and it was drawn, like you said, it was drawn out.
It could have been 30. This could have been a 30-minute Unsolved Mysteries episode. Cut and dry.
That's what it should have been.
It should have been that, but
it should have been a 30-minute Unsolved Mysteries.
I drug Jay through the mud on this one.
It's all right.
And guess what?
You've got me a few. I've gotten you on a few, so I wrote a few.
That's what happens when you come into work and you're not prepared.
But I will tell you what I did like was the playing card aspect of these.
Which, by the way, we'll talk about that next. Dark Side of the Stream, Playing Card Killer on 104.7 The Cave. Mike, the intern, Jay Stevens in the studio, Dark Side of the Stream, episode 141, discussing the Playing Card Killer. So you liked the playing card aspect of this.
Let me do 2 things here. First of all, let me put up a little disclaimer because this is going to get taken out of context, I'm sure. I am not at all in any way encouraging anyone to be a serial killer. Second, I want to also disclaimer this would probably be a great spot to make a promo because what I'm about to say, it sounds wacky, but I was at the gym this morning and this epiphany came to me. I like the fact that he left playing cards there because it adds an element of like, whoa, what's going on?
Yeah, is it the Joker?
Dude,
is it? Yeah.
So if you are going to be a serial killer, do something wacky. Put rubber ducks on their pants or something, or put their underwear on their head after you kill them, because it turns into something so awesome, like for the police and for the news media, like rather than just someone, we found another dead body. Yeah, and it's got another one of those rubber duckies on the guy's belt.
No,
and this one has the underwear on his head as well.
Underwear on their head.
Ooh, it's the underwear on the head killer. Like, dude, it instantly gives you the most awesome story and the most amazing street cred. And they'll make a documentary about you one day. So if you are going down that road, be creative, man. Why not? You're off the deep end as it is. Put Mike the intern pictures on the guy or something.
So of all the things, of all the comic books that we've read and bad guys that we've seen and all the choices you would have as a serial killer to leave a calling card, Jay's first pick is a rubber duck. His second pick is to put underwear on your head. Not after he kills you and stabs you.
Put their underwear on their head.
The underwear on your head after he mutilates you.
Like a ninja mask.
To take it even further and just to make you look ridiculous with underwear on your head.
You would be, it adds an element of craziness to the
Mr.
story.
Underwear Head serial killer guy. What happens if you don't wear underwear, Jay? And you came after me, and I'm going commando. And I ain't got no drawers on. I just got pants shorts on. What are you gonna do?
Thank you. I'm glad I consulted with you.
I'm going to be devil's advocate
before you
here.
start the killing spree, you go to Walmart, go to the
you just have a bunch of
go to the underoos. You get underoos, it's like superhero underoos, and you put the underoos on each person's head after you kill them. Dude, tell me it would not make national news, bro.
Leaning over. Oh no, I got another commando. Well, good thing I got the underoos contract. We're pull up hair, clean underwear out of his back
Super
pocket,
Mario on his head.
Right on his head. Wow. Okay. Well, I guess you heard her first. If you start seeing victims pop up with either rubber ducks or underwear
or
on
anything
their head,
weird and random. I mean,
Stevens has
take
already
a Coke bottle and stick it in his nose or something. I don't know. Just make something that's uniquely you. Uniquely you.
Well, we know it's uniquely Jay, and we'll continue to talk about what was uniquely for Alfredo next. Dark Side of the Stream on 104.7 The Cave. Mike, the intern, Jay Stevens, trying to figure out our alibis here. Dark Side of the Stream, episode 141. It is the playing card killer, which I think we've done a pretty good job of turning a lemon into a really nice, cool glass of lemonade here because, again, it is unremarkably dubbed. It's really bad. But it tells the story of a man named Alfredo who was born in Spain, and he actually had some pretty good things going for him. He was class president of his high school. He was, though, remembered as unremarkable and introverted. So, I mean, even though he was a good kid, no one really knew anything about him. He was just one of those guys, very introverted. But then he went on to join the Spanish army and was in humanitarian missions in Bosnia in the 90s. And then while he was, I guess, in Spain, stole a car, and that would begin his downward spiral. He was diagnosed with neurosis and anxiety and was a heavy drinker, and that just continued to put him down into a downward spiral, which would lead him in 2003 to shoot the first victim in the head in front of his 2-year-old son. A horrific crime. But you mentioned the playing cards, and this is where they found one, but it was all a mistake. He didn't leave that first one.
So how did this come about?
The journalist, whoever saw it, or the investigator, whoever saw it, played on it, and that's where it started. And from then on, he would leave them at the bodies because
it sounded
the
cooler,
reporter
more
said it,
sensational.
and that's exactly why he did it. He didn't intentionally do it, but that was because the media sensationalized it, and he went through it. So Jay, in a sense, is right. If you want
more press,
if you want more press for your serial killings, leave a calling card.
More make people really think more about what you're doing. Like, why is he putting these rubber ducks on these belt buckles? Like,
maybe
now did I understand this document right? The guy went and turned himself in.
At the very end, he basically walked into a police station and confessed. But
he was wasted, right?
Yeah, and
woke up in the morning and didn't realize he did that, and then he was like, "No, I didn't do that." And they're like, "Well, you did." But,
okay. He basically was real. It just a person that had some mental issues, and alcohol made it horribly worse. Because most of the time he claimed he would say, "Hey, good morning," and they'd say good morning, and then he'd make them get on their knees and he'd shoot them. Now, Spain is one of those countries in the world where it is extremely hard to get a gun. It's not like here where you go to Walmart and fill out some forms and you're good to go. It's very, very difficult. He was able to get a gun in by hiding it in a TV set. So he probably watched Cheech and Chong's Up in Smoke and was like, well, hey, if they can turn that old TV set into weed, I can get that gun into the country. No problem. We'll give it our reviews next. Dark Side of the Stream on 104.7 The Cave. "104.7 The Cave." Mike, the intern, Jay Stevens, back in the studio one more time. It is Dark Side of the Stream, episode 141, The Playing Card Killer on Netflix. So Alfredo, as Jay mentioned, ended up just walking himself into a police station and confessing to the whole thing. Had he not done that, he probably could have continued until they would have put 1 and 1 together. Because again, it's not like here where it's really easy to get a gun in the country. It's really difficult to do that in Spain, and they really didn't have a whole lot to go on. They really didn't.
And it was a weird sized bullet too.
It was odd there. If they would have found the gun, they would have been able to match it immediately. But they never did, obviously, until he confessed. And then the other thing is the random acts. It wasn't like he was after just chicks in their 20s that were brunettes, or kids, or old guys that had gray hair, or whatever, some weird thing this killer had where he was like, I hate guys with gray hair. It was just, hey, there looks like one, I'm gonna get them. And then that's how it went down.
Yeah.
And it's just crazy what people get to that point in their mind where they can just devalue life to this point where it's just like, done.
Yeah, pretty wacky, man.
It's crazy. So much potential in each and every human life.
How many playing cards?
How many playing cards? I'm gonna give this like barely a 2.
I was gonna go 1.5.
Yeah, barely a 2. Barely a 2. I think it was drawn out. The name sensation. We got suckered just like everyone else with the name. And whoever the journalist was that pulled that out.
Which once again, us watching the documentary was a result of the props on the dead bodies.
That's
so
right.
There you go. You heard it first.
You heard it here first. And if you hear of someone dying with a rubber ducky on top of them
or underwear on their head,
it was Jay and not me. Or someone doing a copycat killer and putting it on us. Either way, it wasn't us because we're too busy.
Our hands are clean.
Either way, you can stream this thing online. 1047thecave.com.
Come on.
Way. You know how much those things cost now? 9 a.m., 6 p.m. during our show, or you can watch it live on Facebook or YouTube every Thursday, 9 a.m. I am Mike the Intern.
What are we watching next week?
Your pick,
What
sir.
are we watching? Yeah, you were jumping the gun.
Yeah, I forgot. Oh my God.
Okay. So for my pick, I'm going to go with a HBO. Well, it's called Max now.
Yep.
Max. Jared from Subway.
Oh God!
Why do you make that face? Why do you make that
face?
Because
he's a freaking diddler, man. I don't want to watch it.
Well, that's what it's about: hunting, manhunt, or hunting a predator. Heading a predator.
Dirtbag. Hey, all right. Well,
you guys were all on board with Jared from Subway for many years.
I wasn't.
You guys were all eating them Subway sandwich diets.
I was, because they were only $5 for a foot long.
It used to be $2 for a 6-inch, wasn't it? What is it nowadays?
Or it's definitely almost. If you go buy their sandwich now, you're probably spending $10. It's crazy.
All right.
It's crazy. But again, you should also be suspect of a sandwich that's 12 inches long. It only costs $5. Either way, I'm Mike the Intern. This is Jay Stevens reminding you.
We watch
documentaries.
movies,
so you don't have to. It's Dark Side of the Stream on 104.7 The K.